Hello everyone. It's been a while since I've done a tarot talk video, just a little chat about all things tarot. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. First off, I've just had a lovely reading by Jillie, and it was wonderful and mind-blowing, and I really enjoyed it, and thank you so much, Jillie. It was amazing. And one of the things she said, referring to one of my previous videos about what happened in London, she said things that happened in your country, and it made me realise that it is starting to become my country, and that's really strange, but maybe not so strange. But it's weird to suddenly think of that and realise that. Today marks the 11th anniversary of me moving to the UK, yeah, home used to be Holland, right? So going home would be something I would do over the holidays, not every holiday, not every summer or every Christmas. We've been there once over Christmas, and that was a disaster getting there. We go by train because my fiance doesn't like flying, and I'm not too keen about boats because of people throwing up. I've talked about this before, right? Yeah, so we go by train. It's not too bad. My family lives in the south of Holland, so we cross over, we go through France, Belgium, and then we're practically there. So but one year there was a lot of snow on the tracks, and there was snow on this side, but then coming out of the tunnel, they said, was the wrong kind of snow. I've no idea either. We were delayed for a day, and then when we got there the following day, all the people from that day as well as the previous day were there and queuing up, and yeah, it was horrible. It was in Pancras train station, and the whole of the train station was full of people queuing. It was horrendous. It was awful. It was nice to see my family, especially because my birthday is a couple of days after Christmas, and I got to spend my birthday with my family as well. But yeah, I don't think we'll be doing that anytime soon. But yeah, her comments made me realise that this is my home now, and I don't know what Brexit is going to bring for me, and whether or not I might have to change some things. In other words, maybe become British. I am thinking about it, but it is quite expensive, and I know that if you're married to someone of the nationality you want to take on, you won't lose your Dutch passport as well. If you take on another nationality for whatever reason, whatever other reason, sorry, then you lose it because you voluntarily changed your nationality. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but you know, them's the rules. And so yeah, but I want to stay here, and you know, this now, like I said, this is now home. So that is something I have to think about, and that might not quite be tarot related, but as it came up in a reading, it is, and I think I'm gonna have to yeah, do some soul searching and do some spreads about this as well, and see what I'm going to decide. Yeah, then, as some of you may have seen on Instagram, I got the Everyday Witch Tarot, and it's one of those decks that I've seen other people use, and at first I thought, it's a bit childish, but then I watched a couple of walkthroughs, and I really like how scenic all the cards are. Like, they all tell a little story, and with some of the decks I've got at the moment, well, I had before that, yes, there is a picture there, but you can't always tell like what is going on exactly. And with this deck, the meaning is right there in the little story, in the picture. So what I've done is, yesterday I read the guidebook. I really like it. I like it the way it's written. But I'm going to put that away, keep the cards separate, and use them for the whole month, and not check. And that is difficult for me because, as you know, I still don't feel 100% confident, and I think this is the way to do it. Yeah, normally when I do my daily draws, I will write down stuff beforehand. I'll go like, oh, this is such and such. Oh, that is in my journal. I will write down sort of like the definition, like the keywords, and then go on about what that means to me at this moment, what that card might be telling me at this moment. And but I do my keywords, and then I check to make sure I'm right. And while that's a good way to learn, it's not a good way to feel confident, because I'm constantly second guessing myself, and I don't want to do that anymore. So this deck, I think, is going to help me lots in just looking at the pictures, seeing what's going on, and then going from there. So that's what I'm doing with this deck. I'm just not touching the guidebook anymore. I've read it, I've put it away, that's it. And yeah, I'm going to use this for the rest of the month. And speaking of which, how do you pick what decks you're going to work with for the month? Especially if you've got quite a bit of a collection, and you can't work with every single deck every single day or every single month. How do you pick? I've already decided that my Marielle has to wait until October time. I think October is a good month for that deck, but I do want to give it some time. And yeah, up until now I wasn't ready for it, and at this moment there's too much going on, so I don't have time to dedicate to the deck, and I feel that it needs that. So yeah, it's going to have to wait until October. So that's going to be my October deck, and Everyday Witch is going to be my July deck, and then I'm going to pick other decks for like bigger spreads. Like the Everyday Witch is going to be for my daily draw, so just one card, or maybe up to about 3, and anything more than that, say moon spreads, or any spread from a book or Pinterest or anything like that, I will do with another deck, and I haven't quite figured out which deck I'm going to use for that this month. Do you rotate your decks, and how do you do it? I've seen people group their decks in seasons, which I think I subconsciously do. The Twilight, the Tarot of the, oh god, Twilight, the Sweet Twilight? No, I can't remember. Oh, that's really bad. Tarot of the Sweet Twilight? I think that's it. Anyway, that one to me feels like a October-November deck, like autumn, and so does the Raven's Prophecy. There's decks that feel more summery, springy, yeah, wintry decks. I don't really have a wintry deck, I don't think. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think so. Do you have your decks in sort of seasons, or do you just pick one for the day, or do you I know I can't remember who it was, but someone has her decks in elements. So one's a fire deck, and the other one's a water deck, and the other one's a, you know. So that's an interesting way of like categorizing your decks, and yeah, to rotate them, because then you could pick a deck from every element to work with, or which element goes with which month or season. So yeah, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on that. Yes, and then Spread This Witches. I just love those three. You're so wonderful. You're so great. I love the energy, and I love all the little jokes, and you know, like teasing each other, and you know, I love it. I'm so enjoying it. I'm so enjoying the chats that you have with other people. Unfortunately, I can't always make the live chat because I think you start at 2:30 in the morning till about 4ish, and I've caught the tail end of a couple of times because insomnia. But you know, I try not to make it, let's put it that way. Fingers crossed I don't make any of your shows, and that's with all the love I have in me saying that. You know, I don't mean that in a bad way, it's just, it would be nice to have some sleep sometimes. But yeah, I absolutely love the energy, and your new, it feels fresh and new, and I'm sure if I were to ask people who are not in sort of the tarot community here on YouTube or on Facebook about tarot, they would probably come up with the stereotypical dark tent at a fairground, or at a seafront place somewhere that you just giggle about and you don't take serious, and yeah, sort of that kind of tarot reading. And I don't think people outside of the community, or people who are interested in having a reading done, know that it's more than just the kind of fortune telling that is in the newspaper, like the horoscopes that you see in the newspaper. So yeah, I'm so glad that you three give this whole tarot, I was going to say game then. I suppose it did start as a game, didn't it? Kind of give it a fresh outlook and a fresh new face, let's put it that way. And I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you keep it up, and there's going to be lots and lots more interesting stuff coming from you. I'm sure there will be. That was it really. That's all I wanted to say. I went on a bit longer than I thought I would. But that's not bad, is it? I hope you don't think that is. Yeah, it was nice to just sit down and have a little chat, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.